My young love said to me, my mother won't mind, and my father won't spite you for your lack of kind. And she stepped away from me, and this she did say, it will not be long, love, till our wedding day. She stepped away from me, and she moved through the fair, and fondly I watched her go here and go there, and she went her way homeward with one star away, as the swan in the evening moved over the lake.
Get out of my way!
You're always so angry.
Caledonia, get back here.
Hello there. Oh, listen to my throat already. Right, it's a short one this week, right? Just a half an hour, as I posted in the wee description, which not everybody reads. There is, for those of you who don't live in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, we're having a minute's silence tonight at 8 PM. For obvious reasons. So I want to stop a bit early to give people time to, if they want to gather with family, if they want to just set themselves up for the minute of silence. So I'm going to finish at 7:30-ish around there. Can everybody hear me all right? Aye, can I be heard? Okay. I'm not quite sure if you can hear me or see me. I'm just wittering away as usual. It's all good. Jim, thanks very much for letting me know. Right, so as it's a short show tonight, I'm going to kind of batter through things because I've got a few things I want to speak about in the little half hour that I have. But before I do that, I'll say a few hellos and I'll say, let's see they pop up. Oh, they do good. Right, hello to Dougie, who was here a couple of hours ago waiting. Rose hasn't popped in to say hello yet. She's usually in a couple of hours earlier. She hasn't tonight. Right, Fi said, when will it start? That was like 2 hours ago. It's starting now, Fi. If you're here, it's starting. Right, John's here waiting. Hello, John, you alright? There's Jim. Jim, I was chatting to you and others earlier on in the chat from the premiere video that I put on. Stevie, evening to you. Stevie Spears, good evening, Robert. Oh, sorry, good evening, everyone. First timer viewing Robert's live stream. Well, I hope you enjoy it. It's a half an hour tonight, which is half of what I usually do. I usually rabbit on for a good hour. So just a wee half hour tonight. And I'll be going quite fast through things if I can, because I've got a few things to get to. Cyril, how you doing? There's Rab. You made it this week. Bit stunned and shocked, but there you go. Barry, hello, how you doing? Yeah, thanks very much for saying that my content's great. I'm actually, it's a good thing you've said there, Barry. I've been told earlier on in the week that I don't big myself up enough. So part of the wee half hour I'm going to do tonight is I'm actually going to do a wee bit of self-promotion in a minute or two, alright? Oh, the viewers are all dropping off now. Right, okay. Guys, how you doing? John, John, I said hello to you already. You were here waiting, now you're here again, right? Oh, it just passed away. Christian, how you doing, pal? Oh, in fact, you are here, right? Hello, FCC Robert. Yeah, I do have something to say about that. I've got quite a lot to say about that, actually. Says Paul, oh, you made it tonight, so you're not on shift tonight then, Paul. Or if you are, you're sneaking either a listen or a quick look in your phone. Good. Colin Gerard, how you doing? I'm doing all right, mate. Well, I'm not any better. I'm not any worse than I was last week. I do have I'm going to be creating an appointment with occupational health at my work to try and see if I can sort something out by getting back to work. Might be having to move into a slightly different role for a wee while. But anyway, enough about that. Right, Pines World, hello, how you doing? Caroline, you got something to say? Found out something so useless afternoon. Use Bing Maps, switch to 250 scale and the OS maps, and all the free to roam in England is mapped. There you go. Follow those instructions if you can. Give it a bash. I'll review that comment later on and try to work out what it means, Caroline. And I'll maybe even make a wee video on it, okay? Right, so here we go. Shaded in orange, who, me? I don't know. You are. Right, anyway. UK Bubblers, that's a new name to me. Right, how you doing? Right, Mark, you made it too. Right, oh, okay, you finished at 4, that's good. You can watch for a wee half hour. As I say, half an hour, it's 26 minutes left to go. Mickey Moo, good evening to you. I'm a poet and I don't know it. Gary Hamilton, Simply Scotland. Hello, Gary. It's Windswept, Robert, but you can call me Rab as you just have done. Right. Don says, how we are diddling. We're diddling all right, I suppose, Don. We'll get to anyway. Right. Okay. So we're there. We're through all of the hellos as far as I can see. Right. Oh, you just popped up yourself then. All right. On the map, Shadners. Right. Let me get to through my agenda, my wee agenda, if I can. Few people have messaged me. Oh, before I do that, I want to try something out and I'll be paying close attention to the comments. I'm going to test a new microphone. I'm going to switch over mics and I want you to tell me if this one's better than the one I'm about to use. I'm sure the one I'm using now is the best, but here's the other one. Right, so this is the other mic. This is a mic that I don't intend to use, but I was curious to see what it sounded like. So if you can let me know which one is the best, this one or the one that I always use, which is this one. First one, yeah. I thought, just Jim. I thought so. Thought the first one was a little better. Cheers, Jim. You didn't say which one. Right, I'm going to stick with the first one. As much for those of you who are curious, this one's an Elgato microphone. It just sits on the desk there, and it's really good. I got this one from Argos months and months ago, and it was good. Oh, ow, goodness me! Thanks very much for the super chat. I'd love to spend a lot of time saying thank you, but I don't have a lot of time this week, so all I can say is thanks very much, and I really appreciate that. And a wee bit of my self-promotion will be talking about, not necessarily super chats, but something similar to super chats. Right, Caroline says the other one is more muffled. Aye, it's further away, and you can't adjust the EQ on the other one, Caroline, so I couldn't change the muffling noise sound. Right, what's the second one? It's a tin can string. The second one is actually my MacBook's internal microphone, so of course it's going to be fairly rubbish compared to a nice wee desk mic like this. Right, oh, there you go, there's Al's wee thingy popped up there on the screen, over there. Oh, I can't get my finger to go the right way. Oh, it's gone now, right, it was up there. Okay, right, let me get to my agenda. So, a few people have asked me since last week's live stream about my whiskey glass. And I wanted just to show you, this is the wee, if it's circular as it's called a box, this is the tube that came in. And my wife bought me this a few years back. She bought me, I had been hinting for a while I wanted a crystal whiskey glass, and she got me this one, and I had never had a glass this shape before. So what I'll do is I'll take that off. I'll put that up for a second or two, and you can always watch the video later on and pause if you want to read what it says there on it. Right, well, it's all the way around here. Okay. So you can pause the video later on and watch that if you want. And that's the whiskey glass there. And it's a crystal, and it's a fantastic glass for whiskey. So, excuse me, quite a few people had been asking me about it. So I just thought I'd show that glass. And it's a Dartington, I believe. So I don't know where my wife got it, but she did. She got it for me anyway. So that's item number one. And item number two in the agenda. And one was this saying hello to everybody. Okay, so let's move on to the full agenda before I run out of time. I put a couple of polls up on the what's it called now, the part of the channel, the community section of the channel, right? You can do things on there. I post some pictures up occasionally, and I post wee comments and things, and occasionally I post a couple of polls. And I posted a poll up here because I was considering possibly starting a midweek live stream as well as the one at the weekend, the one on the Sunday. It was just I had had a few whiskies actually, and I started thinking I could do this midweek as well, maybe. Probably can't. But anyway, I thought I'd put it out as a poll, and so far it currently stands at, watch this should go, and it did. Right, so it currently stands, I'll just refresh it and see if it's changed, but I don't think it will have. Currently stands at 49% say yes, and 37% say no, and 14% agree that Planet X exists. Right, so I'm currently not going to do a midweek live stream as well as the weekend one. If the poll, I'll leave the poll up, if it gets to 70%, yes, then I'll seriously consider doing a live stream midweek as well. And if it gets to 75%, I'll start one up as midweek as well. And the other poll I put up was, I just did this today earlier on. I put this poll up. Watch this going. Think. I put this poll up just in case people did want me to either change to a different day of the week to do my live stream, or if they would want an additional one, what day it would be. Now, I only put this up 2 hours ago. As you can see, it says it here 2 hours ago. So the preferred day at the moment is, it's not only had 11 votes. It's only Sunday's the favourite. But if you fancy popping over, know the new, wait till the live stream's finished. But if you fancy popping over to the community section of the channel, I don't know how to tell you to get there. I honestly don't. I think there's maybe you click on a tab or something. I really don't know. I know how to get there on my studio, but I don't know how to get there on the normal YouTube. But if you fancy going over there and, putting in a wee vote, just to give me a better idea if, if people are interested in having a change from a Sunday, or maybe even an additional day. I don't know. And as always, I'll be guided by what the viewers of the channel want to see. Okay, so here comes the self-promotion bit that I've been told by various people. Dirk, thanks very much for the sub. That I've been told I have to do a bit more of, because I don't do enough self-promotion, and your channel's never going to grow if you don't self-promote, apparently. So, the self-promotion is just this. I have quite a nice number of members of the channel, which is different from subscribers. You can subscribe to the channel and it's free, doesn't cost you anything. Or you can actually join the channel and you can become a member. And it costs anything from, I think it's £3 a month to 23 quid a month or something. And at each level you get various different perks and extra things depending on what level you join at. But, if you just join at the basic level, which I think is £3 a month, what you get is... I'm a bit embarrassed self-promoting, but I've been told I have to, right? What you get is, if you join the channel as a member, you get wee emojis, right? Special emojis that no one else can use. You get a wee drone icon next to your name in the chat that no one else gets. And every month, or every month that you're a member, it changes colour, and eventually it turns into Lassie, if you're a member long enough, right? But the other things you get, those are just fluff. The other things you get is that I often post, you always get early previews of my video. Every video that goes on the channel, usually a Friday and a Sunday, sometimes a Wednesday, but not some, but usually a Friday and Sunday, I always post the videos to the members section early, usually 3, 4, 5 days early. So the members all get to see the video early, they get to comment on it, and I can have a conversation with them about it. And then it gets released to the main channel, which is subscribers and viewers can see it. So you get an early chance of seeing the videos. But the other thing you get is I quite often make wee behind the scenes videos while I'm out doing a video. I'll maybe just talk to the camera, kind of off the cuff, just some passing wee comments that I don't really intend to be on the main video, but I will then put them up on the members channel. And I wanted to give you an example of what you might see if you became a member of the channel. And I have a members video that I posted up. Now, if you watched the video that I posted earlier today, near the end of it, you'll have seen it was a side-by-side comparison, but near the end of it, it went to full screen and it came in to give you a nice scenic panoramic view, maybe not panoramic, but a nice full screen view of the scenery. And it cut to a little bit where I flew up a waterfall and round and under a bridge. And then the video cut back to me sitting in the grass talking. But what you didn't see is, and what the members did see is, everything that happened on that separate little flight. So, Graham, thanks very much for your super chat. I think I can pop you up here. Oh, I've lost my cursor. There, it's there. Graham, thanks. Oh, did it go up? Aye. Thanks very much for the super chat. And you did interrupt my chain of thought. Right. So, anyway, Graham, what have you done? So, I wanted to show, I posted this video up on the members channel, member section only, and it was a little extra thing that happened that I didn't put in the main video, and I'm going to show you now. It only lasts 2 minutes, but I'm going to show you now, and this is just a flavour of what you will get, some of the stuff that you'll get if you wish to spend £3 a month to become a member of the channel. Self-promotion, God, I'm really embarrassed. I'm not very good at it. But anyway, so here's the wee video that the members got to see earlier this week that you're now getting to see. So here it is, and let me hope that that it plays.
Hello loyal channel
There we go.
There's a video coming out this Sunday about a CE versus FCC test that I did at the south end of Loch
Can everybody
Doon.
hear that okay?
Now, when I'd finished the flights and the tests, I thought I'd send Caledonia, my Mini 3 Pro, out for just a wee flight around a nice wee waterfall, as the scenery looked quite nice. As I sent her along, in fact, let me show you. So the flight was to go up over these rocks, up the very tail end of the loch where it turns into a wee river, up the very small waterfall, and as I rounded the curve of the wee river, I spotted a bridge and thought, oh, I'll just fly under that bridge. But let me pause the video just here for a second. That's where Caledonia was at the point when I just showed you a few seconds ago. So here's where I'm sitting, right here. And here's the direction that Caledonia is travelling along and round the river. Now that's the slope down to the river where she is. So you can imagine that when she got to that point, right there, she was out of my sight. And it was right at this point here that I lost connection completely, and boom. Now, let me show you that in slow motion. She had lost connection, I had no sight of her. How she did not go into that water, I still do not know, but somehow she managed to pull herself around and land in the middle of a wee island. Now it took me about 20 minutes to find her using the Find My drone app, and I had to wade through the river to get to the island where she was, but I finally found her lying completely dry in the middle of the island, nowhere near the water. And I just thought I'd share that with you because that is not going on the main channel. I may talk about it in the live stream on Sunday night though.
And I did talk about it on the live stream on Sunday night. So there you go. That's a flavour of some of the stuff, the behind the scenes stuff, the stuff that I don't always include on the main channel, some of the videos that you'll get to see. And there'll be more of those, much more of those, because I didn't really know what I was going to be doing with the member side of things, but as the membership has increased quite a lot over the past couple of months, I want to put a bit more content on the members stuff. So if you're interested in seeing some behind the scenes stuff and some argy-bargy that I might have, that's where you'll get it. Okay, and I just thought I'd let you see a wee taste if you're always wondering, what's the point? What do I get if I join? Okay, you get the wee emojis, you get the wee drone things, you get all that kind of stuff. And depending on what level you're going at, you get a lot of other stuff too. So that's my self-promotion over. I think that's me done now. That was enough, wasn't it? It was plenty. Right, we're time 11 minutes to go. I get time to say hello, a few other wee things. Right, oh, Graham. And now we have a wonderful lady, all dressed in leather. It's Miss Susie Quadro. Whispering Bob. Aye, clipped the bush, yes, it did. When I went under the bridge, I lost connection, so I couldn't see where she was. And I couldn't see the bridge because it was down, it was underneath my, there were hills and things in the way. So I thought, oh no, she must be in the water. She must be. So I took a walk all the way down, used to find my drone, and I was wandering about the edge of the wee island. I had to wade through it up to my hips in water to get to the island. And I was looking all around about the edges, just thinking she must be in the water. And then Find My Drone was telling me over here, and I hit the flashing and beeping. I didn't record this at the time. I was too panicked because it was Caledonia, first crash she'd ever had. But I hit the flashing and beeping button, and she did. I heard her, thought, hello. She was lying in the grass right in the middle of the island. So, yeah, she clipped it, but she should have gone into the water, but she didn't. So, very lucky, miraculous almost, I suppose. But there you go. That's the bridge Dookie normally parks at, right? Okay. There was a couple of guys parked, I think there was 3 camper vans parked there on the day that I was out. You weren't one of them, were you? No, you wouldn't, because I said I've got a YouTube channel. Right, I know, I'm such a whore. I'm such a whore. A whore for self-promoting myself. Self-promoting myself. Aye, anyway. Yes, I know. Wee Fanny. Yes, that's me. Anyway, right. It's gone back a wee bit. Right, okay, let me get to... Martin Ray says, lost connection this close by and flying in FCC makes you wonder. I wasn't in FCC on that one, Martin. I was in CE mode, because what happened is I flew FCC first, then I flew the CE mission, and on the way back I thought, oh, I've got a bit of time, I don't have to go home yet, I'll just fly her round about that nice wee waterfall that I saw. So I was in CE mode. Had it been in FCC mode, she may not have lost connection, but I'm not going to test it anyway. I'm not going to try it out and see. Okay, right, so let me get, what are we doing? We've got 9 minutes left. Right, let me get to the next part, right? Okay, few people have asked me, and a few people have told me, and they're wrong, have asked and told me that to install and words, I'm losing all my words since it was long. COVID, brain fog, and can't even think of words, and I'm usually quite eloquent. Anyway, what was I saying? Right, a few people have asked, a few people have told me that in order to run the DJI Fly app, the hacked version or the modded version from Drone Tweaks, you must first uninstall the official DJI Fly app. That's wrong. So the people that are saying that, I have to tell you now, you're wrong. You don't have to do that. And for the people who are asking me if you have to do that, the answer is no. I have, in fact, I can maybe show you here, I'm not sure. I'm actually, right, I have, let me see if I can bring it up and let you see. Right, I've got both apps. That's the official DJI Fly app there. Right, hold on, let me get rid of that. Right, that's the official DJI Fly app there. And if I go, is it that there? And there is the hacked one. I say hacked, I should really say modded, shouldn't I? So you can have the two of them installed. The only thing is you shouldn't have them both running. I've been told, I haven't actually tested it to see if it makes any difference if you have the two of them running at the same time or not. I didn't want to take any chances, so what I do is before I use one, I make sure that the other one is closed down completely. I may go out and do a wee test to see if they still run perfectly, if they're both actually running at the same time, but you're only using one. I might do that. So that was item number 5. And while I'm there, I'll say this as well, which is not in my agenda, but I'm waffling as usual. When I posted the video earlier, it was about an FCC versus CE test. If you haven't seen it yet, it's a long video, but I think it's well worth watching because it shows the quite remarkable difference between the two modes on a rural area with no interference. So it's worth watching. But a few of the comments, somebody, I can't remember, was it you, John, said that you're running a hack that's free, and there quite a few of them are free. You can download free ones. I'm quite sure you can. I think the reason that I wanted the paid one was one of the reasons is because it's got support. The developer supports you. It's constantly updated. I've already had an update for mine. It comes up just like the DJI Fly app. You can update it. The developer and I have been emailing each other back and forward, so there's very, very good support there. I don't think that's much to pay for. I don't think €24 is much to pay to get that support, and he's been very good. He seems like a nice guy, and he's been emailing me back and forward. So €24. I haven't used any free ones, and I haven't used any other paid ones, so I can only give you my opinion on the one I've used, and I can tell you now that I won't be flying in CE mode again. And that brings me to, and I've got time, you've got 5 minutes, and I might run over a wee bit because I want to say everything that I want to say. That brings me to a point. I'm going to show a video here. I'm going to show the last 2 minutes of a video that's coming out on Friday, right? No one has seen this video yet. Oh, I think it's in the members section. I think the members have had access to this video, but no one else. But I'm going to show the last 2 minutes of this video, because what I was going to say, I say at the end of this video. So I'm just going to play that. So watch this for 2 minutes. So, what do I conclude from this? Well, seems to me that using the RCN1 to fly the Mini 3 with gives you a better signal strength. It certainly means you can get a further range in a fairly rural environment with not a lot of interference. It seems like the signal strength is a lot better using the RCN1 than it is with the RM330, the fancy one with the screen. The other benefit of using this with the Mini 3 Pro is that you can use third-party apps like an FCC mod. You can't do that with the RM330. So for anyone who's thinking about buying the DJI Mini 3 and they're wondering which remote control to get with it, I would absolutely recommend that you get the RCN1. It's got a better signal strength in the face of it, certainly in a rural environment, and you can use an FCC hack mod with this one, and you can't with the RM330. So my recommendation is, if you're buying a Mini 3 Pro, save yourself a couple £100 and get the RCN1 with it. Right, there you go then. So that video is available on the members section if you want to see the full thing, okay? It won't be released until Friday onto the main channel, but it's there now and available for the huge price of £3 a month. But you can sign up for 1 month and then watch all the stuff that's on there and sign off again, and you'll get everything for £3. I'm not supposed to be saying that, right? Or you can wait till Friday and see it for free, right? And that video, it's a really good one, actually. It tests the RCN1 and the RM330. I don't have it to hand, the one with the screen. It tests the two. I do the exact same flight with my Mini 3 using those two remote controllers to see if there's a difference in the signal strength. And oh, is there a difference? Is there a difference? And as you heard at the end of the video, I gave a big recommendation for, well, I'm going to give it away now. I'm just giving it away for this one. And it's actually cheaper. I think it's about 170 quid you'll save if you're buying a Mini 3 Pro and you buy this one. I think it's 169, which is 170 quid cheaper to get this one. And it's like a better strength. It's you can use third-party apps. You can attach a big iPad Pro if you want to get a massive screen, and you can use it in a drone mask if it's a bright sunny day, whereas you can't do any of that with the RM330. The only benefit that the 330 has over the RCN1 is that it sets up 30 seconds faster, because you don't have to do that and put your phone on. You know, you just switch it on. What would you do? You know, the screen in my 12 Pro Max phone is just as bright, if not brighter, than the screen on the RM330. Right, so 30 seconds left, and I really don't want to run over. John, thanks very much for is it a super chat or a super sticker? Or, thanks very much for the super chat. I do appreciate that. And I know I'm finishing half an hour early, and a lot of people are probably thinking, well, yeah, it's a half an hour's a lot of time. But yeah, you know, there's quite a big event that's happened in this country this week, and a lot of people, you know, maybe do want a bit of time just to maybe gather with the family, get themselves sorted out. Maybe no one does, I don't know, but I'm going to give people the time to do that want to do that. I think it's only right and only fair, and it's a one-off. And I'll waffle again for an hour next Sunday. Okay, so just before I go, I know I'm going to be running a minute over. I want to show some. Scott, are you still in the chat there, Scott? I know you were in earlier. Scott commented way a year ago, and this is the walking stick that I sometimes take out with me, and I modded it earlier today. I modded it with this, and this I drilled a wee hole and I put this on. And I'll just show you, because I'm quite chuffed with this. This, if I can get it to screw on, get on there. Right, there you go. So, that's the camera I use. This is a DJI Pocket 2. That's the camera I use. So when I go out now, I don't have to carry a tripod with me. I've put this up. I don't have to carry a tripod with me anymore, because I can just take my walking stick, and then all you do is I can plant it in the ground because it's got a metal tip down there, or I can put it through a fence, and it's going to have my camera right there. So I just wanted to show you that. So anyway, I'm going to go now. Thanks very much for sitting in for the half hour. And if you like to join the channel and see all the behind the scenes stuff, and you like to see, that's enough self-promotion, isn't it? I've done more than enough of that already. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on some of the premieres during the week, and I'll see you next Sunday on the live stream. Thanks very much for watching.